Breaking on 4 News Now at 6, new election numbers show Spokane will soon have a new mayor. Lisa Brown's latest response to these new totals.
A wind advisory for Saturday. We have team coverage on how strong the winds are going to be and the signs to look out for to make sure your trees are secure.
And Avista crews going door to door on the Palouse to restore natural gas service to tens of thousands of homes. How the community is helping keep each other warm. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. We're following breaking news after Tuesday's local election. We now have new numbers just in from the Spokane County Elections Office. It shows the margin between incumbent mayor Nadine Woodward and challenger Lisa Brown has grown larger as more ballots have been counted. Brown now leads by more than 2,700 votes. Brown's campaign released a statement tonight declaring her victory, saying in part, "Thank you to the volunteers and everyone who believed in our vision of a better way. I'm ready and excited to get to work for the city that we love." We're now waiting to hear from Mayor Woodward's campaign on what they think about the latest vote count. At last check on election night, Mayor Woodward was confident that she could clinch a second term. There are now just 8,000 votes left to count, and this race is all but a done deal for Lisa Brown to take over as mayor next year. But the election will officially be certified by November 28th.
We're not. It's like 40-some degrees in the house this morning.
Now, some people are still struggling to stay warm after a natural gas line north of Pullman was damaged on Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Natalie Grant. Kirsten and Derek have the night off. Avista says it's going to take a few more days before natural gas will be restored from Colfax all the way down to Lewiston. While that pipe has now been repaired, the system that runs hundreds of miles has to be repressurized before people can have their furnaces, water heaters, and stoves relit. Avista crews are now going door to door, making sure it's safe for families to use the natural gas once again. Marissa Rio was at an Avista briefing this morning and shares when and how people will get their gas services restored.
Today's briefing with Avista revolved around what the relighting process looks like and which impacted areas are prioritized. While some people will have their gas turned on by tonight, others will have to wait a few days. An estimated 37,000 customers are impacted by this gas outage. While people wait for their gas to be restored, they're having to get creative in the ways that they stay warm.
Bundling up with blankets. My wife's disabled, so she can't move, and so yeah. But we have a tea kettle. I fill it up full of a bottle full of water and bundle her up.
Starting today, 400 Avista crew members will start relighting people's gas services. But what does that process look like?
We'll be going through each neighborhood, knocking on customers' doors, letting them know we're there. We're going to turn on their meter, and then we're going to need to enter each home or business to make sure the natural gas appliances start safely.
In the meantime, people still don't have hot water.
We filled up our RV again, so we'll be showering in the fifth wheel.
The different regions impacted have been divided into zones. Prioritization was chosen regards to how the pipe is laid underground. Avista hopes to have everyone's gas restored by the end of the day Tuesday. Reporting in Whitman County, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Now, as Marissa just said, Avista has separated each area into zones to simplify the relighting process. We put them all in one place so you know when crews will be in your neighborhood. You can find them on the front page of our website, KXLY.com. Well, you're going to want to hold on to your hats this weekend. It's going to be a gusty Saturday with wind advisory in effect beginning tomorrow morning. We have team coverage tonight of those windy conditions, beginning with Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see how strong those winds are really going to get. Chris.
Well, our wind advisory has been extended to now include all of North Idaho, western Montana, and complete portions of the Columbia Basin. The strongest winds are going to be in the upper Columbia Basin up through the Waterville Plateau, the Okanagan Valley, where wind gusts could reach as high as 55 miles per hour, right around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area down onto the Palouse. 45-mile-per-hour gusts are possible, peaking in the late morning, early afternoon. Here's our wind gust forecast starting off at 8 o'clock Friday night. Reasonably quiet, but then those winds are going to start picking up in the overnight. Here's 6 a.m. with already close to 55-mile-per-hour gusts in Grand Coulee, very windy in Omak, and Ritzville and Moses Lake in excess of 35 miles per hour. And things are going to start picking up in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. But again, we'll see those peaking. Here's 11 a.m. right around noon, and then very slowly tapering off. It is going to be a windy day all day, and we'll keep things breezy right on into Sunday. Meanwhile, there's also some rain showers that will arrive late tonight and continue through tomorrow. The wettest weather will be right around the afternoon, again in the 11 to 1 p.m. range before we dry out tomorrow evening. A high temperature of 50 degrees, but really is the winds that are a big concern for tomorrow, and that is where Matt Gray, our meteorologist, picks up our team coverage with what kind of damage we could anticipate with those kind of winds. Matt?
Yeah, and we talk about these numbers all the time, right? But you can't see the wind. It's hard to visualize how that's going to impact you when it's really only something that you can feel. So I'm going to try and give you a little bit of that perspective and give you a little bit of a scale to show you what wind speeds often correlate with damaging wind here in the inland Northwest. Obviously, looking at your nearest flag is a great way to see how fast the winds are going. But let's talk about the force that wind provides. Now, don't look at the math too hard. Just notice this section right here on the back end, measuring the force that the wind pushes against on an object. Basically what this means is as your wind speed gets higher, the strength of those winds increases exponentially. So it's not a one-to-one relationship. For example, a 30-mile-an-hour wind going to a 60-mile-an-hour wind, it's twice as fast, but it is 4 times as strong. And that means that as we get into that 40, 50, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust range, the power really starts to go up in a big way. Let's, for example, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, that's probably about the cap of what we could see around the central Columbia Basin. You're out on the road. Let's say you got a big tractor trailer, 53-foot trailer. Well, you'd add all that together, do a little bit more math. That's 4,400 pounds of force with a 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. So we're talking about some serious power from the wind here. Now, we add that all up. Here's a chart that gives you an idea of what we're going to be looking for. You get in the upper 30s, low 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. You got small branches that are breaking off. You get a little bit more than that, which is going to be right around the maximum for this particular weather system. You're talking about chance for some tree limbs, some isolated power outages. You get more than that, and you start to see things get a lot more severe, and we have certainly seen our share of severe November windstorms. Thankfully, doesn't look like we're getting up to that range, but we'll keep you updated throughout the weekend on this wind and everything else coming up in your forecast.
Thanks so much to Chris and Matt for all that information. And now, before those strong winds hit our area, there are things that we can do now to prevent too much damage. One local arborist says he's already expecting an uptick in limb removal calls. Our Bronte Soroski is joining us tonight in studio with how you can prepare.
Well, when wind gusts are as high as 40 to 50 miles per hour, trees are more likely to break, especially those with flaws and decay. I spoke with one arborist today about things we can do now to decrease any damage.
Once you get over 40, like between 40 and 50, it tends to be more trees that have flaws that break.
Not only can wind that strong damage trees, it can also cause strong crosswinds and cause things to blow away.
Yeah, we'll probably get some blockages in roads.
Ahead of these strong wind gusts, there are signs to look out for right now to keep limbs on trees and out of the road. If you notice anything like peeling, disease, broken or split branches, pruning the tree or calling an arborist may be the safest options.
And in big windstorms, we often see straighter trees more likely to fail. So what you're looking for is actual defects, wounds, decay. The leverage of a tree, superficially perceived by humans, doesn't tend to matter much because the tree is it's a living organism.
It's crucial to take out those damaged branches before they become an issue.
Can come down, and that can be somewhat of a risk for structures or sometimes people. And so taking out large dead branches out of your tree is probably the most important thing you can do.
And certain trees are more prone to branch failure than others.
Douglas firs, they rarely blow over or break on the trunk, but they'll often shed branches. And they're pretty good at sprouting new foliage in those areas.
Arborists and tree services are expecting a slight uptick in calls after Saturday's windstorms, which is why it's important to prepare now. And some trees that are leaning might look like they'd fall over. Those trees are actually stronger and can support themselves. The biggest thing to look out for is any decay or breaks. Live in studio, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Bronte. The Pend Oreille County Sheriff's Office wants anyone living near the Savasti Abbey near Newport to check their outbuildings for this missing Tibetan monk. The 64-year-old was last seen on Tuesday. If you have any information, you're asked to contact the Pend Oreille County Sheriff's Office. Well, Washington Land Commissioner Hillary Franz is no longer running for governor. Instead, she's hoping to represent the state's 6th legislative district in D.C. She would replace Representative Derek Kilmer, who announced he will not be seeking a 7th term. With Kilmer already giving Franz his endorsement, that leaves Attorney General Bob Ferguson and State Senator Mark Mullet fighting for the Democratic nomination for governor. Now on your screen right now is Edgar Cason Garcia and his girlfriend Araceli Medina. They're now back in Franklin County to face multiple charges, including murder and child rape. They've been on the FBI's most wanted list back in February. Now, 1 month later, they were arrested in Mexico. And over these last few months, law enforcement agencies have been working to have them extradited back into the U.S. Still ahead tonight, the Ferris High School volleyball team is 1 win away from making it to state for the first time in decades. The promise their coach has made to give the team a little extra motivation next on 4 News Now at 6.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
26 years strong. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
At your locally owned Ace, we've got exactly what you need, exactly when you need it, even if you don't know exactly what it's called.
A thingamajig. A whatchamacallit. A doohickey.
Thingamabob.
A doodad.
Ace has a huge selection of nuts, bolts, plumbing, and electrical supplies in stock. And at Ace, our experts ask just the right questions to make sure you leave with exactly what you need. Whether it's a whatchamacallit or a thingamajig, come see us today.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
I'm Jonah, and I'd like to welcome you to the brand new Coeur d'Alene Nissan. You'll find the grand dealership lobby open, comfortable, and relaxing. A service center with state-of-the-art equipment committed to getting you quickly and safely back on the road. There's much more to experience. I'm inviting you to stop in and see us. We're just off Highway 95 in Coeur d'Alene.
Save over 60% on this GE front-load laundry set.
Marked down to only $7.99 each, this is a terrific price on a family-sized front-load washer and dryer.
All major appliances are on sale during Fred's Black Friday sale. Save big on this GE washer with Steam Wash, Smart Dispense, and the Ultra Fresh vent system. Plus, save an additional $600 by shopping local. Let Fred's experts help you take advantage of Black Friday savings.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Well, Welcome back in. A huge match tomorrow for the Ferris volleyball team. It's do or die time. Win and they go to state for the first time in more than 20 years. And if they lose, it's the end of the road for them. So their coach gave them a little extra incentive. Our Sydney Berger has their story.
The girls volleyball team at Ferris High hasn't seen the state tournament in over 2 decades. And varsity volleyball coach Stacy Hazelbaker believes this is the year the Saxons will break that streak.
The team dynamics is just different this year than other years I've had, and I really think that's going to push them towards, the long run.
4 seniors return for their final year and now have the chance to help lead their team to state for the first time in 22 seasons.
Just really special to us because we've been wanting this for a while.
Not only does a win on Saturday earn Ferris a tournament bid, but there's something else on the line. Many of us have had coaches maybe try to bribe us to perform better in our sport, whether that's a day off practice if you win a game or maybe less cardio during practice. But head coach Stacy Hazelbaker takes this idea to another level.
You make it to state, I'll shave my head. It's been 22 years. It means something.
Yep. Coach Hazelbaker told her players if they make it to state, they can shave her head. And in case you're not convinced, the girls say it's inevitable.
Oh, yes.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
She's been buying beanies because she's going to be cold.
We have the Clippers.
We have
on
the
lock.
Clippers.
They're here. We're ready. Yeah. Everybody knows about it. You can't back down now.
And to coach, it's more than just putting a smile on her team's face.
I don't care what other people think of me, and as a high schooler, there's a lot of influence just, not even talking about volleyball, but just in life itself, just you shouldn't care what people think about you, and who cares?
The Saxons will head to Ridgeline at 10 o'clock on Saturday, and if they win that game, they'll get to state and immediately come right back to Ferris and shave their coach's head. Reporting in Spokane, I'm Sydney Berger, 4 News Now.
Oh, thank you, Sydney. I like that coach. I hope she looks good bald. 37 will be our temperature this evening. Temperatures are holding steady and then will actually increase overnight. We'll be dry through about 11 o'clock and then the rain moves in and the winds pick up. I'll go over the timing hour by hour after the break.
Download the KXLY Plus app for weather every 10 minutes. Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
We've collected thousands of warm winter coats for this year's Coats for Kids campaign. The coats have now been cleaned thanks to Alsco. If you know a child in need of a warm winter coat, go to KXLY.com/Coats for Kids to find a distribution location near you.
Thank you to the hundreds of people who donated to Coats for Kids at an STCU branch during October. Your generosity warmed our hearts and will help keep kids out of the cold. Thank you.
Did you know Idaho high school seniors graduating next spring are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money for career training and education through Idaho Launch? Funds can be used to cover the cost of apprenticeships, job training, community college, and university programs that lead to in-demand careers. Funds are limited. Apply today. Students choose their own path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Idaho Launch. Support in every direction.
We aren't just HVAC specialists. We're a Lennox Premier dealer. That means we offer the most energy-efficient products on the market with savings you can see and perfect air you can feel. Your comfort is our passion, and we're with you every breath of the way. Enjoy greater comfort and lower energy costs. Call us today and save on Lennox with special incentives and rebates.
Call Norco Heating and Air today.
Well, there is nothing bigger, nothing better than
Monday Night Football on ABC and ESPN.
And the next morning, watch GMA for the Tuesday morning NFL ticket giveaway.
For tickets to a Monday Night Football game.
Exclusive. The airline passenger known as the Crazy Plane Lady
I am telling you right now.
breaks her silence. Next, Inside Edition, she became notorious for this meltdown.
That back there is not real.
What she's telling only Inside Edition.
Walk us through what the heck happened.
Then, Thanksgiving Day deals, where you can get all this for just $25. Watch the next Inside Edition. Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Well, take a look at this magenta pond in Hawaii. It's been this way for about a couple weeks now, with officials saying it's due to a spike in salt content caused by the extreme drought. Now, water samples that were sent to the University of Hawaii suggest it's a rise in a certain type of bacteria that thrives in extremely salty water. Now, that is something I don't think I've ever seen before.
No, everything's prettier in Hawaii. Even their salt contaminated.
It makes it pretty, right?
It's gorgeous. One of my very favorite colors, but hopefully they'll get that sorted. In the meantime, we've got some wind picking up actually late tonight and continuing all the way through tomorrow night. A wind advisory for Saturday. Gusts in the 40 to 50 mile per hour range, but even up to 55 in some spots in the upper Columbia Basin. We've got valley rain, mountain snow, and a dry, breezy Sunday. Chance of rain kicks in tonight. This overnight low of 35 will actually hit this right around midnight, and our temperature will hold steady and then begin to increase toward tomorrow morning. Wind gusts to 30 overnight. Tomorrow, 45 mile per hour gusts in Spokane with valley rain and a high temperature of 50, which is a little more than 5 degrees above average. The best chance for rain on Saturday will start off with the chance of showers, but it really starts to increase around noon and then drops off through the afternoon by 4 p.m. down to 0% in Spokane. Our forecast radar shows that rain moving in right around midnight with the potential for some mountain snow. Then we get into 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, a break in Spokane, but we see that wet weather through the Okanagan Valley and Highlands. More rain coming in Saturday afternoon. Here's 1 p.m. and not quite done in the evening. Here's 5 p.m. So this computer model wants to keep our chance up through about 7, and then we are completely dry heading into Sunday. And it looks like Sunday will be a dry day, but a breezy day. Not windy, but breezy. Meanwhile, mountain snow 2 to 4 inches will be common on this side of the Cascades. Snoqualmie Pass, a mix of rain and snow, 1 to 2 inches, but in the northern Cascades could see up to 8 inches on some of the higher locations there. Our wind speeds are going to be peaking in the late morning, early afternoon. These are our sustained winds, up to 28 mile per hour winds at noon, but 30 or 45 mile per hour gusts possible by tomorrow evening, late afternoon. 35 mile per hour gusts, and then we'll be down in the 20 mile per hour gust range for Sunday. So not the best Veterans Day, but Sunday, things improve. Dry conditions, breezy conditions. We bring back the chance of rain in our forecast for early next week. Back down with highs in the 40s. These temperatures are still a little above average, and much of the 7-day forecast, our overnight lows are staying above freezing. It's not until late next week that we find ourselves just barely below freezing. So we're not going to be shoveling anything in the near future, but we'll see if there's some snow coming in the 8 to 14 day outlook. I'll have that in the next half hour, Natalie.
You got to build up to it a little bit. Get to rain, then eventually get to snow.
Yes.
Jackets either way.
For sure, yes. Don't blow, blow away tomorrow.
Thanks, Chris. Well, still ahead, avoiding a government shutdown. How long lawmakers in D.C. have to avoid thousands of federal workers from being furloughed. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Download the KXLY Plus app for breaking news.
The I Love the 90s tour is back, featuring Vanilla Ice, Rob Bass, Tone Loc, Color Me Bad, and Young MC. Saturday, November 18th. Spokane live at Spokane Tribe Casino. Tickets on sale now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life. You live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
The updated COVID vaccine is available now and at no cost for most people 6 months and older. If it's been more than 2 months since your last COVID vaccine or infection, it's time to maximize your protection against the latest variants. The updated vaccine reduces your risk of serious illness or developing long COVID symptoms, even if you've already been vaccinated or infected. So schedule your appointment today. To learn more about the vaccine, where to get it, and how to stay safe and healthy, visit takecarewa.org.
At Cal Cars, we're proud to live in the United States of America. We are blessed with so many opportunities provided by our servicemen and women that this Veterans Weekend, we'd like to pause and give thanks to our armed forces and give everyone a free American flag when they come for a test drive at any one of our locations. And in celebration of this 85th Veterans Day, we will be donating $185 for each vehicle sold to Heroes Homestead this week at Cal.
Is your home in need of a remodel? Then transform your living space with help from Costless Carpet.
Have you heard about Costless Carpet's new Rhino SPC? It's changing the flooring industry. Durable, waterproof, with amazing looks that are blowing our customers away. Rhino SPC has 20 and 30 mil wear layers, making it more durable and easy to install. Costless Carpet stocks over 25 different visuals and has wide planked woods and 12 by 24 tile designs too. To find your nearest store, visit costlesscarpet.com.
The I Love the 90s tour is back, featuring Vanilla Ice, Rob Bass, Tone Loc, Color Me Bad, and Young MC, Saturday, November 18th. Spokane live at Spokane Tribe Casino. Tickets on sale now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com.
Watch live weekdays at 9 and now 3.
Only on KXLY, ABC 4.
Around the nation tonight, lawmakers on Capitol Hill have until next Friday to avoid a government shutdown. Now, if this sounds familiar, that's because they were in the exact same position over a month ago. Since then, the House of Representatives have selected a new Speaker of the House, but is a new leader enough to get both sides of the aisle to agree on a deal? CNN's Gloria Pazmino has more.
Well, at the very least, this all seems to suggest that the honeymoon for Speaker Johnson is very much over. The last time they made a funding agreement, they only funded the government for 45 days. So the deadline is coming up once again. And the question is, are they going to finally make a deal, or will they continue to kick this budget can down the road?
It feels like Groundhog Day in Washington.
In just a few days, the federal government is once again at risk of shutting down,
as Congress remains at an impasse over passing a budget.
The objective is to find compromise and advance the ball forward. In the immediate, we need to pass a CR to keep the government funded and open.
The stopgap bill, known as a continuing resolution, or CR, passed at the end of September with bipartisan support, extending funding through November 17. But the compromise came at the expense of then-Speaker Kevin McCarthy's leadership position, as far-right members of his Republican caucus revolted.
I've moved to vacate the chair.
In the first big test of his leadership, House Speaker Mike Johnson is tasked with navigating the same quagmire McCarthy faced, getting his fractured Republican caucus to coalesce around legislation that will also pass the democratically controlled Senate.
If he does decide to pass a continuing resolution, that's going to upset enough members, given his small majority, that his speakership will be questioned.
But even if Congress avoids a shutdown this time, some fear the continued dysfunction in Washington puts the country at risk.
Whether it be over the debt limit or electing a speaker to the House or government shutdown, one of these times, we're just not going to be able to pull it together. And we're going to do a lot of damage to, our economy, to our markets, to our standing in the world.
So all eyes are on Speaker Johnson and whether or not he will take the advice of some veteran lawmakers who want to pass another stopgap bill and get the government funded at least through January, or will he cave to the right-wing faction of his party, including several lawmakers who very much want to have that fiscal fight. I'm Gloria Pazmino in New York. Back to you.
We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30, including giving you a bird's eye view at one hidden gem in Spokane Valley. That's the perfect spot to go for a hike this winter.
Reports of explosions at or near at least 4 hospitals in Gaza. I'm Inez de la Cuetara in Jerusalem, and I'll have all the latest coming up.
Download the KXLY Plus app for live updates all day.
Dupixent helps you do more with less asthma and can help you breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
Tony, your parents know you're over here again, right?
Yep.
Great.
Tony lives next door. See, his parents decided to just use their phone for home internet. So when everyone is on, Tony's over here streaming and drinking all my soda. My dog.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract.
We're going to bed, Tony.
Good night. I'll lock up if I leave.
Get real home internet on the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity.
Honey, that was my brother. Can we bring him dinner tomorrow? He's been having a hard time since his accident.
Of course. I know it's been tough. There's so many costs that his insurance doesn't even cover.
I know. The ramp to his front door, transportation, meal preparation. What if something happens to one of us?
We should plan to sit down soon. We can look through the long-term care benefits that we're earning with WA Cares.
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
Walker's Furniture is celebrating Veterans Day this week at all locations with some of the biggest store-wide savings of the year, including a double sales tax discount or no money down, no minimum purchase, and 5 years no interest financing.
This is your opportunity to treat you and your family to the gift of new furniture. Plus, get an additional $100 off and a double sales tax discount.
Making it the perfect time to get your home ready for the holidays.
During the Veterans Day sale at Walker's.
This season, put some extra stuffing in your pockets at the Kootenai Casino in beautiful Bonners Ferry. The colder it gets, the hotter the action with super spins and a big cash giveaway. Enjoy a relaxing room at the Kootenai Falls Lodge from just $79 midweek, or upgrade to a Riverview room for $99. Win big and make this a November to remember. Book your trip to the Kootenai Casino now. Just call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Some impactful weather on the way with a wind advisory in effect starting tomorrow. We got meteorologist Chris Crocker who's tracking all those details for us. Chris, how long exactly is that advisory going to be lasting?
It is going all through the day on Saturday, even into the evening, and it's going to stay breezy all weekend long. In fact, we're probably in the calmest part of the weekend right now. Live look of our Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. Happy Veterans Day to everyone. Chiefs fans are showing up. I believe that's what's going on. The arena lit up in red, white, and blue. Here's a look at that wind advisory. This time yesterday, it did not include North Idaho and western Montana, so it has been expanded. It also did not include portions of the Columbia Basin, so it's been expanded there as well. The strongest winds are going to be in the upper Columbia Basin, the Waterville Plateau, Okanagan Valley. Wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour are possible for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene and down on the Palouse. I know people in the Palouse already having problems with their gas. Hopefully we can keep the power on up to 45 mile per hour gusts. So I would not expect any widespread power outages with that, but we do have the potential for some branch damage, which can lead to that. Here's our forecast wind gusts. They will be picking up right around 3 a.m. Here's 6 a.m. with some very strong gusts in the upper Columbia Basin. On the Palouse, those winds will be peaking later in the afternoon. In Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, here's 11 a.m. That's about the time they'll be peaking here. Winds pick up in Pullman in the afternoon. And then tomorrow, here's Sunday or Saturday at midnight, Sunday. We are going to see those winds still fairly breezy, but but out of the advisory category. There's also some wet weather to come along with those winds. Expect the precipitation to kick in sometime around midnight tonight and continue off and on throughout the day Saturday, but the best chance of wet weather will be in the late morning and early afternoon. A high of 50, actually a little above average. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast and the second half of your weekend outlook in just a few minutes. Natalie.
Thanks so much, Chris. Community members across Spokane were showing their respect and gratitude for those who have served our country today. Peter Choi talked to veterans and their family members on this very special day.
What does Veterans Day mean to you? One woman I met at the Veterans Day event tell me it's more than just a holiday, but it's a day to take a moment and to remember those who sacrificed their time and their lives for this country. Representing the military service by wearing old military garb, community members are at the Corbin Senior Activity Center to honor the legacy of veterans. At the very front,
husband, yeah.
I met Nancy Gilbert, and she didn't come to the event by herself.
This is our engagement / college homecoming picture.
She says her husband was a Vietnam War veteran from 1966 to 1968. The picture is how she remembers a memory of her husband years after he passed.
War memories that he shared with me were good ones. So, you know, I don't know if that was for my benefit or if it was really true.
And what an honor it is to be able to come together, commemorate, to share some of the memorabilia, some of the things that they went through, and offer a space that is safe, where they can feel honored and loved.
We got a job to get done. Partnering with Second Harvest, the Spokane VA Medical Center is providing food for more than 300 veterans and their families. A Navy veteran, Jennifer McCravey, gets emotional as she thinks about Veterans Day.
Well, it makes me cry. Just that all the people lay their lives down for our country.
And for others, it's a special day to see a picture of your favorite soldier once again.
I love you, and I miss you. And Veterans Day is very special.
Tomorrow at 11 a.m., there will be the Veterans Day ceremony here at the Spokane Arena. Now, from one veteran to another, happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service. In Spokane, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
And we're not just thanking Peter for his service, all of those veterans out there as well. To honor local veterans, the American Legion and Healing Heroes are teaming up to provide lunch and free health information. The founder of Healing Heroes organization is a doctor in Post Falls. She says she knows all too well how many veterans suffer in silence from headaches, PTSD, mood disorders, and traumatic brain injuries. Now at the luncheon, she'll be talking about treatment options she's found success with and are totally covered by VA benefits. One local medical device uses light electrical impulses to stimulate specific nerves in your neck.
This is the unit, and it has two poles that we stimulate the vagal nerve right here in the neck. You can set it at a level that's comfortable and still effective in treatment.
Now, this luncheon starts at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. It'll be at the American Legion in Post Falls. The event is open to veterans and their families, and we're told that there will be plenty of food and information on veterans services. Well, more than 3 million veterans experienced a mental illness in 2021. Nearly half of them didn't seek treatment. That's according to a national survey on drug use and health.
They kind of feel, I can do this on my own. I don't want anybody to help me, and I don't want to bother other people.
Now, mental health experts say having a support system can help. That includes checking in on them on a regular basis, inviting them to engage in social activities, or just exercising with them.
All of these things increase their sense of connection and has also been shown to elevate positive mood and psychological well-being.
Now, they also say looking out for any red flags, including severe changes in behavior and inability to fall asleep and stay asleep. They could be signs of a mental health crisis. Experts say it's important to let them know there is help for them out there. And it's important to note that these type of mental health issues can happen to anyone. If you or someone you know is struggling, you can call or text the 24/7 National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988 to speak with a trained counselor for free and confidential support. Well, the FBI is calling a public safety crisis for what's known as swatting, or fake reports of threats phoned into police that are targeting schools, churches, hospitals, or even people's homes. The country is seeing a skyrocketing number of these types of calls. Now, here in the Spokane area, schools and other schools here in our area and in other areas of the inland Northwest have been victim to swattings, such as Lewis and Clark High School. This video on your screen here shows the police response to a swatting call that happened last December. While the reports of a threat are fake, the impact that it has on those students and our community is very real. The FBI's Brian LeBlanc is teaching law enforcement officers the best way to react in these situations.
For a long time, the FBI in particular didn't want to discuss these kinds of incidents. Why not?
Because we're concerned of the copycat effect.
So why are we talking now?
Because it's reached that level of being at a crisis level.
The FBI says it now investigates thousands of these kinds of swatting calls each year. It's becoming so widespread, the agency has now set up a specialized unit to help police departments that are inundated by these hoax calls make more informed assessments.
These calls actually have characteristics that can be used to identify them as hoaxes pretty early on in the process. And based on that, you can have a measured response. We're not saying don't have any response, we're saying have a measured response.
Now, these swatting calls can not only be dangerous, but they're also expensive and a waste of resources, costing hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. Now, if caught, and assuming no one was hurt, someone making these false 911 calls could face charges like providing false information, wire fraud, and even stalking. Another night of missile strikes in Gaza City, with one of them hitting the city's biggest hospitals, killing one person and wounding others that are sheltering there. Now, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry, ABC's Inez de la Terra has more from Jerusalem.
This video shows the moment an unidentified projectile hit the parking lot of the Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City. The lot had become a makeshift refugee camp for hundreds of people displaced by the fighting. A doctor at the hospital tells ABC News those who were able to have left the hospital after the airstrike, and that only a small number of staff and patients remain. This man, fleeing with his mother, says, "We saw death with our own eyes." The IDF says it does not shoot at hospitals, and if there are Hamas terrorists in them, it will do what it needs to. The militant group and hospital staff deny that. The Israeli Defense Forces also released video of soldiers of the 7th Brigade conducting raids on a Hamas military post and a training compound they say was located in the heart of civilian areas. The IDF claims the soldiers secured buildings and seized dozens of weapons and killed 30 Hamas fighters. More than 11,000 civilians have been killed in Gaza, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry.
If there is a hell on earth today, its name is Northern Gaza.
Despite the relentless targeting of Hamas by the IDF, the militant group continues to launch missiles into Israel. 2 people were injured this morning by shrapnel from the rockets.
Around 2 o'clock, there was a siren in Tel Aviv. There was 2 places we got a rocket ratchet. Here is one place. A woman got hit in her car.
Saudi Arabia will hold an emergency summit of Arab and Islamic nations in Riyadh on Saturday to discuss the war in Gaza. One of the goals is to pressure the U.S. to do more to reach a ceasefire agreement. Inez de la Terra, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Well, with only 3 games left in the regular season, Washington State needs 2 wins to make a bowl game. Coming up next in sports, Alex Crescenti tells us what the odds are against the Cougs headed into this weekend.
Download the KXLY Plus app for weather every 10 minutes.
4 News Now is brought to you by Becker Buick.
Did you just buy a new home and don't have a lot of extra cash on hand for furniture? Or are you upsizing your home and need to fill it? Consign Furniture in Liberty Lake can help by saving you thousands on decorating your home. With over 60,000 square feet of inventory, we have a variety of unique, budget-friendly items that will add value while saving you a ton of money. And the best part? You don't have to overspend. Buy here and save up to 70% off retail with countless designer name brand options to choose from. Consign Furniture, the smart way to buy, easy way to sell.
P1FCU wants to help you get out and explore the Great Northwest. Each time you make a purchase with your P1FCU Debit MasterCard or Premier Rewards MasterCard from now until December 17th, you get entered to win one of our weekly prizes. You'll also be entered to win our grand prize giveaway, including a stay at the Bavarian Lodge in Leavenworth, Washington, and $1,000 in cash for your trip. Win a little winter adventure from P1FCU.
It's time to say yes to your healthcare story. The Washington Health Plan Finder helps you find new health plan options like Cascade Care. These plans cover primary care visits, mental health services, and generic drugs all before meeting a deductible. Start your next chapter off right by enrolling in your 2023 health plan at wahealthplanfinder.org. Don't wait until it's too late. Enroll now.
The holidays inspire us all to connect. With family, with friends, no matter what the road throws at you. So find the connection you're looking for this winter in a new SUV with standard all-wheel drive during the Mazda Season of Inspiration sales event.
With effortless power and the reliability of iActive all-wheel drive, Mazda CUVs are built for the Pacific Northwest. Take a test drive today at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
Next, E.T., we break down the 2023 Grammy nominations, plus...
We're closing out Hawaii Week with Jack Johnson at the Kokua Learning Farm.
And it's an E.T. exclusive.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
I think in many ways that I do have kind of two lives. The one before I was hit.
ABC's Bob Woodruff.
And the one after. I always wanted to somehow finish this assignment.
I wish you luck. Love you.
Tonight on ABC.
We are taking a live look at the current snow totals at Mount Spokane Ski and Snowboard Park. Looks like they recently got about 1.5 inches there of snow. And Chris, we got rain here in the immediate forecast, but eventually we're going to get in that snow.
That's right. And not at Mount Spokane. There's more snow on the way for Mount Spokane and all of our local ski areas. Here's a look at our forecast snow over the next 24 hours or so. This is by Saturday night, and it's not deep powder, but you know, we're building that base. 2 to 4 inches in the central Panhandle Mountains. 2 to 4 inches will be common at our local ski areas. Then we get up into the northern Cascades. We'll see some heavier snow. Stevens Pass could be in that 4 to 8 inch range. Snoqualmie Pass right at the pass level, 1 to 2 inches possible, but a lot of what we see tomorrow is going to be more of a rain-snow mix or just flat-out rain there in terms of driving. It's all rain in Spokane tomorrow. We'll start off with just a 30% chance, but it jumps up to 80 by noon and then dives fairly quickly. We could see some lingering showers through the dinner hour, but then we'll be dry Saturday night and into a dry Sunday. Really, the main concern, we've been talking about it all day, is the wind. Wind advisory for Saturday for the Palouse, the Spokane area, 45-mile-per-hour gusts possible, more like 40 in the northern Panhandle, but it's the upper Columbia Basin as well as the Waterville Plateau that could see those 55-mile-per-hour rain winds. And that is at the very low end of when we start having some more major problems with power outages and uprooted trees. Most of us are going to be in these two categories with some small branches breaking and tree limbs that can fall. Isolated power outages also a possibility. Wind speeds will be peaking in that late morning, early afternoon range, 45 miles per hour, but we're still going to be seeing breezy to windy conditions through the evening. That wind advisory goes until 10 o'clock. Temperatures, meanwhile, we are not going to be having snow in the valleys with highs like this. We're going to be in the 40s and 50s. This black line is our average high. Long-range outlook takes us all the way to November 24th. We're in that gray area, so average temperatures, but above average precipitation, and the whole country is green except southern tip of Texas. So very active, very El Nino weather pattern. Breezy on Sunday, but dry. Temperatures about 5 degrees or more above average. More rain possible as we get into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and there will be more mountain snow, Natalie.
Coming our way here. Get those skis and snowboards ready here eventually. Thanks, Chris. Well, this hidden gem is a great place to cool off in the summer. Makes for some beautiful views in the winter as well. In tonight's Air 4 adventure, our Melissa Luck is taking you high above Spokane Valley's Jewel by the River, Marabou Point Park.
Marabou Point Park has it all for those who love the outdoors. The 55-acre park offers everything from fishing to hiking, biking, and even rock climbing. For most people, the big draw is the river. The granite rock formations make it easy to hike or just sit and watch the flowing water. In the summer, it's the perfect launch site for a kayak or canoe. The trails throughout the park are great for finding different wildflowers, rock formations, and birds. A little off the beaten path, you'll find a canyon, where the rock walls offer climbers of all experience levels a challenge. And if picnicking is more your style, the meadows offer wide open spaces with picnic tables and room to throw a frisbee. The park also has the Centennial Trail running through it. Follow it to the west and you can find a favorite summertime swimming hole. Follow to the east and you'll soon be smelling the scent of fresh donuts. So if you're looking for a little adventure, check out Marabou Point Park.
Absolutely gorgeous. Well, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the KXLY Plus app for breaking news.
This may look like a holiday shopping showdown, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Good thing my Rogue has intelligent all-wheel drive.
So does my Altima.
Now get 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on Rogue, or get a low $399 per month lease on Frontier. Better hurry. These offers won't be back in stock.
Are you tossing and turning at night because you're too hot or uncomfortable? Then you need to experience the life-changing comfort and support from Serta, Beautyrest, and Purple inside Walkers.
Walkers offers all the newest sleep technologies, and during our Veterans Day sale, get big mattress discounts on Serta High Comfort Eco and Beautyrest Black Hybrid sets. Plus, save between $100 and $300 on Purple mattresses.
Making it the perfect time to improve your sleep for less at Walkers.
Did you know Idaho high school seniors graduating next spring are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money for career training and education through Idaho Launch? Funds can be used to cover the cost of apprenticeships, job training, community college, and university programs that lead to in-demand careers. Funds are limited. Apply today. Students choose their own path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Idaho Launch. Support in every direction.
One thing that I think is cool about Move Fitness is that everyone that walks through our doors comes for a different reason.
For some people, it's the best part of their day. It's kind of hard to explain. You always have to experience it.
From the moment you walk in,
From the energetic music, the smiles, and the high fives.
it's just a great, positive place to work out.
And you get it all for about $1 a day.
Join the movement. Everyone's got to move, right?
You're feeding it.
I will, I promise. Thanks to our Premier Rewards Visa credit card from ICCU, we earned enough cash back to stock up on puppy supplies.
But we don't have a puppy.
They're very convincing children.
4 News Now. Expect more on air, online, and on the app.
Well, it is officially do or die time for Washington State. We've been saying it for a month now, but with 3 weeks left in the regular season, the odds say the bowl streak for the Cougs is going to come to an end. And when you look at the remaining games left on the schedule, finding those wins isn't going to be easy. Now, the team is going to be traveling down to Berkeley this weekend to take on the Cal Golden Bears one final time. And according to ESPN Analytics, they have just a 36% chance of winning. Then you're looking ahead next week. They welcome in Colorado for senior night. A 60% chance of winning there, but does anyone believe that they can get into a shootout with the Buffaloes and come out on top? And then, of course, we end with Washington. I don't need to go over that one because we'll get to that one in a couple of weeks, but that story is already written there, and we know how it ends every single year. Now, head coach Jake Dickert and the rest of the team has said time after time that that 4-0 team is still in the building, even though it seems like a century ago. Still, Dickert says it's his job to instill confidence into this team each and every day.
We go throughout the course of showing practice clips, showing old game clips, showing our guys doing things right and to a high level that they can perform at, right? Because that belief phase that we've talked about many times up here is real. But it comes through seeing yourself doing it and being really convicted that you've done it before. That is where we need to be, and that's the state of performance, and that'll lead to winning. You know, winning doesn't just flip the switch, but winning's hard. And I said it after the game, it's loyal to nobody.
Now, the Cougs and Golden Bears will kick off tomorrow at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. You can catch that game over on ESPN2. Now, to the kennel. A big blow for Gonzaga before their season even tipped off. Transfer Steel Ventures out for the season with a torn ACL, but the show must go on. Dusty Stromer getting into his place in the starting role against Yale tonight. In the first, Graham Ike uses his size and strength. He's going to give Gonzaga the early lead. But the Bulldogs of Yale, the Ivy League team, they answer. Ryan Nembhard throws the turnover here. Bad turnover. Yale in transition. Bez Bang steps back and buries the three. Ooh, do we have an upset brewing? Well, Yale's going to go back to work and working the inside too. Nick Townsend finds Matt knowingly underneath the bucket for the foul and one. Gonzaga leads by just a couple at the break. Now we're going to have more coming up on Nightside. Julian Minnesone is there right now. He will have the post-game report as college basketball is very much back and the Bulldogs already tested. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Download the KXLY Plus app for live updates all day.
The I Love the 90s tour is back, featuring Vanilla Ice, Rob Bass, Tone Loc, Color Me Bad, and Young MC. Saturday, November 18th. Spokane live at Spokane Tribe Casino. Tickets on sale now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com.
At Move Fitness, our job is to get you moving using things like high-energy, fun classes, motivating, knowledgeable trainers, and the best variety of workout equipment in the region. And you can get it all for around $1 a day. Join the movement.
What is a jewelry design center? It's a diamond superstore, a center for engagement rings, wedding bands, and anniversary rings, a showroom with unique creations as well as award-winning designers. A fun, comfortable, no-pressure place where you're free to make big, small, or even no decisions at all. We are not your average jewelry store. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life.
Attention RV shoppers! R&R RV in North Spokane has just lowered prices on every motorhome, fifth wheel, and travel trailer in stock. Last year's models are slashed to the lowest clearance prices you will ever find. We're talking jaw-dropping savings on Montana, Rockwood, Cougar, Winnebago, and more. Don't delay! R&R RV's fall clearance sale is on now. Quit dreaming. Just do it. Hurry to R&R RV to claim your new RV and save thousands. Shop indoors at R&R RV in North Spokane, 525 East Francis, or shop now at rnrrv.com.
This is your season to smile with Aspen Dental dentures or implants. To gather together and discover the moments that matter. To jump into the fun and join in the celebration. To help get you ready, your Aspen Dental team is celebrating 25 years of affordable care with an epic anniversary savings event. Don't miss enjoying a moment with 20% off your denture or implant care. Whichever option you need, our team of experts is ready to help guide your decision and start your journey. Aspen Dental. Book today.
Expect even more from KXLY Plus. Live updates from the 4 News Now team. Breaking news as it happens. Weather every 10 minutes. Free on your time. Download the app, connect to your streaming TV, and connect on KXLY Plus.
The I Love the 90s tour is back, featuring featuring Vanilla Ice, Rob Bass, Tone Loc, Color Me Bad, and Young MC. Saturday, November 18th. Spokane Live at Spokane Tribe Casino. Tickets on sale now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com.
Download the KXLY Plus app for weather every 10 minutes.
Windy for Veterans Day. Breezy on Sunday and drier. Temperatures in the 50s. Sounds like a good day to stay in and watch some football and enjoy the inside.
Yeah, thank the veterans in your life, maybe inside, unless you got an outdoor event or something going on.
Yes.
That's for sure. All right. Well, we'll see you tonight coming up on Nightside at 11. Thanks for joining us.